welcome to the next episode of the Kerfuffle Podcast. I'm your host, Sean, and today I have an amazing guest with me. His name is Sree Kaluva. He is one of Michigan's finest, but he has a heck of a story to tell the entire world about not only his businesses, but also his exploits in life and where he's come from. And without further ado, Sree, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Sean, for having me on the show. Greatly appreciate it. I'm honored.
Thank you. So, Sree, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, because you said a little bit, I'm going to give you only a little bit.
Okay.
No, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to speak on this podcast. I'm really excited. As you can tell from my accent and from my look, and I am from India. I'm born and raised in India. If you don't understand what I'm talking, you ask me, I will tell you 10 times, but it will come from the same accent. So, particularly, I'm from South India. I'm born and raised over there, and born for a family of a small business owner. My father was a farmer, did all kinds of farming, coconuts, turmeric, lemons and limes and tomatoes and everything. And then he started his own fertilizer store. And at the time, we started that from nothing. We lost everything. My father lost everything. And I was 14 years old, and I was learning what is this all about. And quickly, him and I, we worked together and end up taking the fertilizer store from nothing, zero, penny, and to a second largest fertilizer store in the town.
Wow.
And within 5 years, we were able to do that. And that is where I learned all the business acumen from my father. What are the do's and what are the not don'ts in the business? And most importantly, I learned from him that how to withstand the pressure. And those are the things that I've learned from him. I cannot thank him enough for teaching me that. Although he was not aware what he's teaching me at that point. No, from there, while I was doing my studies, I was working alongside my father in building the business. There, I completed my engineering.
That's most people don't realize the impact. So I'm a father, and you don't realize the impact that you have on your children. And a strong father figure is, my father is one of the strongest men. Now he's almost 80 years old now, but he's still in my mind, one of the strongest men, and the impact our fathers have on us, and obviously on you as well, is a lifelong thing.
It is a lifelong thing, but cherish the moments you have. Unfortunately, I lost my father when he's 60.
Wow.
15 years ago, I lost him, and I miss him as well. However, within the short lifespan that he taught me is invaluable. And I moved to United States in 99, and I was working for Fortune 500 companies as a software consultant, building all kinds of interesting enterprise level software architectures. They were softwares that I've designed and implemented all over the world for Fortune 500 companies. Then I kind of dawned on me, I'm not making a big difference, although I'm making a big projects. But if I go back to the small business, my heart pulled me back to the small business. So I went back to the small business. I started Unique Solutions, which is software development and IT support firm for particularly catering to small businesses. We don't even market to the large corporations. That's not in our forte. My heart is small business. My goal was to help small business apply the technology so they can survive and thrive. But after a few years, I realized even my services is getting a little bit more than what they can chew on. There is a segment of small businesses needed even more simpler solutions so they can use the technology. So I founded myworkbelt.com, which is by taking the experience of enterprise level softwares and bringing them into the hands of small businesses. So, and not only bringing the technology into their hands, but bringing it into the affordability, so they don't have to break the bank. And that is where my work belt is strong suit. And not only we are serving in United States, now we open the doors for Canada, India, and Nigeria, and other countries as well.
Wow. So you came to the United States about 25 years ago, a little over 25 years ago. That must have been really scary because, you know, I'm born and raised in the United States. I've traveled around the world, and, you know, even going to places like the United Kingdom and stuff, I get a little nervous. You're going to a complete different culture and language and, you know, government. Everything is different. I mean, what was that like coming here and being a part of that and getting into the America? How exciting was that? And what were your fears and stuff?
It's interesting you mentioned that, Sean. See, coming from India, it is not uncommon for us. Why I say that? In India, every state is a different country, if you take it that way. Although we have, I don't know now how many states we have, but every state, within 5 hours of journey, you will be going into a different state where it is completely a different language, different food, different costumes. The dress code you are wearing is different, and your behavior is completely different. You're completely going into a different culture and different country altogether, where you don't even know how to speak to them. But we wander around and we talk to each other. And hence the people in India, they know minimum 3 languages.
Oh,
They
wow.
speak minimum 3 languages. National language is Hindi, which is a national language pretty much everybody knows in India. And English, which is because of the British ruling, we learned English. And our all engineering, all higher education is all in English. If you're born and raised in, obviously you're born and raised in one state, and the state has its own language. So you have to speak in that language. Otherwise, your mom and dad can't understand what you're talking about. And they teach you the first your own state language. So minimum 3 languages. If you're in the border of 2 states, you're naturally picking up this language of the other state. So coming to US doesn't make it big scary, other than the fact I am completely other end of the world. But we are so open-minded, to put it that way, to accommodate the other cultures. And now my case is I came to Iowa first.
Okay.
Now, that is a culture shock for me.
Well, Iowa. That's cornfields. That's the middle of nowhere.
Indeed it is. Absolutely correct. You see, I was working in Bangalore. I don't know how many audience knows where the Bangalore is. Bangalore is right now, it is a 15 million population. And when I came here, it was like nearly 3 to 5 million population at the time. Now came to United States in a small city called West Union in Iowa, which is only 3,000 population. So you're going from 3 million population to a 3,000 population. Think about how the cultural shock will be.
Yeah, you can go hours without even seeing people.
Yes, you can go hours without even seeing people. You almost like feel like you're in a prison. But actually, prison is much more crowded than the city in Iowa. But I'm telling you, the truth of the matter is, Sean, the community is all farming community, right?
Right.
They are the most wonderful people that I've ever met. And they welcomed me into their community and they helped me. You cannot believe the amount of help they gave me. I am a vegetarian. I don't know where to eat. Wherever I go, there is no food for me. So they arranged bringing food for me.
Wow.
And they arranged somebody else who is 10 miles away where I was living. They drove and they brought the food for me. I can never thank enough the people of Iowa. Gave me the shelter, gave me the understanding of the culture, and helped me to move forward. Very, very inspiring people.
Now, how long were you in Iowa for?
I was there for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And then from there, I moved to Michigan.
Michigan. So now you're in the Detroit area?
I am in the suburbs of Detroit. Yes, Metro Detroit area.
Okay. Yeah. Many moons ago, I'm talking probably late 90s. I worked in, was it called Livonia?
Oh, yes. Livonia is a very good city.
Yep. I worked in Livonia, and I remember crossing the border. Back then, it was easier. You could go to Canada, and we went to Windsor,
Yeah.
Ontario. Yep.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yep. That was, wow. What were we doing? Oh, I worked for an automated mechanical company that installed conveyor systems, and we worked at a bread plant. I think it was Wonder Bread. Yeah, it was Wonder Bread. Yep.
Yes.
We put in all the conveyor systems there. That was probably 1999, 98, somewhere around that ballpark.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
No, that's, I mean, Michigan is a wonderful place, very vibrant community. Here is another part that I observed as somebody came from other side of the world. My observation is Michigan is the leader in all the states of America for the economic prosperity or going down the hill. Either way, they are the first.
Right. So why the move from Iowa to Michigan?
Purely my project. Again, I'm a software consultant at the time, and when my project is completed in Iowa, and my employer at the time found a project where I'm supposed to go, and I followed my project. That's about it. Nothing particularly, but truth of the matter is that after I came to Iowa, I hated to come to Michigan. In Iowa is so cold. I want to get out of the cold, go to Florida or Texas or somewhere. But I came to Michigan. I tried like 2 years to get out of this cold. It didn't work out. And then I realized, you know what? Let's look at the Michigan in a different angle. And now I love Michigan. We have all 4 seasons, the best of the water that you can ever find in the world, the best drinking water, and no disasters, 0 disasters whatsoever, and beautiful 4 seasons. You can see clearly the change of the season, and the life comes out through the spring. Incredible place to be in. No other place better than Michigan in the world, I can tell you.
Have you ever been to the UP?
Yes, we've been to UP. Beautiful, beautiful place.
That's what I heard. I've never been there, but I was in the Army with a guy that was from Michigan, and he always talked about how him and his family would go up camping in the UP, and his dad and him would go fishing all the time. Said some of the best fishing up there.
Of course. There's a lot of people go to fishing. There's a lot of people go for hunting, go there. But we go for pleasure. Beautiful place. We are nature lovers. We want to be in the nature. We enjoy and pictured rocks and beautiful falls, numerous falls. No, it's a completely different wonderland. You go there.
So let's talk a little bit about your business, myworkbelt.com. Let's what is myworkbelt.com?
That's a great question, Sean. Thank you for asking me. See, my work belt, as I mentioned to you a few minutes ago, right? Large companies, how they make money, fundamentally, right? Everybody look at that. Oh, they're big, but they didn't big overnight. If you look at all the large companies, they started small and they grew to big. But how did they become like that? Fundamentally, my observation is they streamline their operations. It's like a greased, well-oiled machine. There is no loss of energy in their companies. That's how they make more money, and that more money that they're making, they reinvest in it to grow the businesses, right? Now, what is it really helping them to become that well-oiled machine, right? When I look at this, the technology is what helping them. Not either human beings are important element of it. I'm not dismissing that. But if you put a whole bunch of people, they will be working with it. They will working to develop the whatever the product or service or whatnot. But certainly there is a loss of energy, loss of efficiency. But when you put the software technology on top of that, like, IT, information technology on top of the human element, which is complementing to that human brain, is what actually enables them to grow. Now, I did all that by working with Fortune 500 companies. When I started working with small businesses, they don't have that concept. They understand the technology is good, But a lot of small businesses don't have that visualization, don't have that understanding how they can use the technology to complement the human being in their business and streamline the business so that they don't have any efficiency loss and energy loss. So I created this My Work Belt is a software that can help them to run all the elements of their business. Let that be a sales or a inventory management, or it can be a project management, or even any other elements of the business. That software will help them to organize everything. If you have a big filing cabinet where you have all the paperwork, matter of fact, I can tell you, you can get rid of that and move all the data into My Work Belt and be able to access that data in a snap.
It sounds like a lot of what do you call it? Lean Six Sigma? Is it? Are you using a little bit of that technology, like idea of Lean Six Sigma?
The process of Lean Six Sigma is embedded in it. It is not called a Lean Six Sigma, but some of the people might know it's called ERP softwares, enterprise resource planning softwares, whereas large companies are investing millions and millions of dollars to run their businesses. Now, naturally, small businesses don't have that. And if you take that large enterprise softwares to use in this small business community, you're actually taking a sledgehammer to put a small nail. You're actually breaking the board than actually putting the nail. So you have to boil it down so it will fit well with the small business community. So I created that using the pencil and paper, how a small business run, what is they needed, because I have the experience of working with small businesses. So I created it in order for small business to run their entire business.
Can you give me an idea of, like, if for one of our listeners that's following and understanding this, can you give me an idea of like a small business that you worked with, that you implemented this in, and how, if I'm a small business guy and I'm listening to this, how did you implement that in a small business, and what did you put in place to streamline, and what type of business was it that you
worked with? That's a great question. See, picture this. Sean is the business owner of a HVAC company, heating and cooling company. I'm just using that as an example, right?
Yeah.
Now, Sean has 15 employees, let's say. And 3 of the 15 employees is salespeople or technicians and clerical people, all these functions in the business, right? Fundamentally, Sean, as a business owner, he needs to know how much is my pipeline in my pipeline. Do I have enough pipeline that I can run my business for the next 6 months or 1 year? Or do I not have it? What am I supposed to do? So what Sean is currently doing is he go talk to all these 2 other sales guys. Hey, how much is in your pipeline? How much is in your pipeline? They say, yeah, I'll give it to you tomorrow. Oh, I got to put this all in an Excel file. Or they will give that Excel files, and then Sean has to sit and run those Excel files to see how many quotations they have given and all that nonsense, right? Right. But that is a monumental task for Sean to know just simply how much is in my pipeline, isn't it?
Right.
Now, My Work Belt, Sean will create a package. These are the packages that we are selling. And the quotation, the salespeople, they simply go out, meet with the customers. They simply take the package and create a quotation in a snap. And now, currently, if they are doing 10 quotations a week, now they can do 10 quotations a day, if not more, right? Now, the efficiency of these two salespeople will be tenfold. Now, Sean doesn't have to wait for them to give him the data, whereas the Sean can simply click of a button, can see how many quotations are given by Bob, how many quotations are given by Joe. Now I know what is the pipeline. I don't have to even ask them.
So you're talking about like if they have a tablet or something like that, and they're out there meeting a client, a prospect or whatever, and they're filling it out, and it goes to like a cloud-based hub.
Right. Yep. And they simply click. Within 3 clicks, they're done. But most important part, I'm talking only one element of the 100 different pieces of the software in running your business, right? Most importantly, let's say Bob went out and he was in the house of Jennifer And he said, I'm going to replace your furnace system it's going to cost you $5,250. Now, Jennifer said, no, I don't have $5,250. I can only give you $5,000. Right. Now, what Bob has to do, Bob has to come back to office, talk to Sean, and Sean has to say, yeah, okay, fine. Or Bob has to come and call the Sean and, yeah, okay. But Sean doesn't have any elements to it to make a decision. Sean is just simply winging based on what Bob is telling you.
Right.
Whereas in my work belt, Sean can go into the system, see what is the quotation created by the Bob, but Sean can see what is it cost to deliver that project. Whereas Bob is only showing Jennifer what is it that they are charging, but Sean in the back end can see what is it going to cost. Now, when Bob calls, hey, Jennifer is asking for $5,000, Sean can see the back end and he can say, oh, it's going to cost me $4,000. Fine, go ahead and sell it for $5,000. We'll be fine. Now, what is that making? Sean is making a confident decision because now Sean knows how much it is going to cost to deliver, rather winging it.
Right.
And if Sean sees that, oh, I'm going to lose my shirt, don't worry about it, just walk out. Now, guess what happened? Sean may be walking out of the deal, but you're not losing money.
Oh, okay. So it's like the old ACT system that they used to use, like in construction, where you would take a picture, you could do almost like a Matterport, and then you put the notes in. Okay, I'm following you now. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just only the sales part of it. Now think about the inventory management, think about the purchases, and think about budget versus actuals. Think about you're running a project. You got a project, right? You plan the project. What is my budget for labor? What is my budget for material? What is my budget for miscellaneous? And who am I bringing subcontractors? How much am I paying? You plan all that. Halfway through the project, Sean can go look at, oh, what happened to Jennifer's project? Oh, we are halfway through it. Now let me look at it. Oh, we already spent $4,000. You're only telling me halfway through the project. I'm going to lose my money over here. What's going on, Bob? So now you can talk to your crew, Sean, and bring the project back into rail so you don't lose the money. Right. Halfway through, you know whether you're going to lose or you're going to make money on it or not.
Wow.
That's extremely powerful.
So it's almost like a P&L, like a real-time P&L, like what you're going to lose, projected net loss or gain on the project
on an individual project level.
That's amazing.
Not for the whole company.
So literally, it could make a small business. Wow. Okay. So follow me here. If I'm Sean, the HVAC guy, before I have this system, I could go into something. Bob's selling the project. John's putting it together, whatever, right? And everything's put in the house and it's done. And at the end of the day, I don't know how much I made because I had labor, I had material, I had travel, I had gas, I had whatever, right? Yeah. And then, at the end of the year, you're trying to balance your books, but you don't know what you lost your money on the projects. Meanwhile, this here shows that you can make real-time money, your profit margin, your space of profit, or if it's in the red and you might want to walk away from it. This is an interesting system.
Yeah. I mean, see, I spoke to so many small businesses, Sean. I've asked them simple question. Do you know the cost of product or service that you're delivering? And 99% of the people, no, I don't know. Then I asked them, how do you know you are making money or not? And their response is, across the board, their response is, knock on wood, cross my finger, at the end of the year, I have a few dollars left in my bank account.
Wow.
This is not the way large companies run. Think about a public company, right?
Right.
They cannot be public company unless they release every quarter their financials. Now, how many small businesses make their financials every quarter? None.
Probably none.
This system is giving them a most powerful tool in the hand that they can run the financials on an individual project basis, let alone every quarter.
So it can act as a deterrent then for potential loss, or it could actually act as on the opposite end. It could act as, hey, we're going to make a lot of money on this job because the cost of markup is here.
Exactly.
And let's say an emergency job, you get somebody calls you at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Friday. My air conditioner went. You have to send a technician out there. Well, you can do an emergency rate on that. Bada boom, bada bing.
Yep.
And then you can go back and say, okay, this is the type of project. We made money on furnaces, but we lost money on air conditioners. We made money on service calls, but we lost money on demolition or something like that.
Yes.
And that can actually help the business owner map out what is what they call the 80-20 rule, where you make your 20%, your 80% off of 20% of your clients.
Exactly. Now you can decide what kind of service you wanted to tweak internally to make it into profit, opposed to lose $1, right? Or you can also determine these are the services that I no longer want to offer it because I'm losing money all the time.
Wow.
There's opportunity to improve your process, or there is opportunity to make a decision comfortably that you no longer offer these things to your customers.
So is it mainly service-based and that, or let's say I own a pizza shop, or I have a restaurant, or maybe a retail space?
No, we are not. Our software doesn't set well with the restaurants or retail.
Okay.
We are not, that configuration doesn't set. They are a completely different business process. They need a different kind of situation. And that is why we focus on service-based small businesses. And so we are catering to them in the most effective way, so they can make more money. And not only that, what we are doing here is the kicker to it. If Sean is a business owner, want to hire a business coach, right now in America, you're talking minimum $300 an hour.
Yeah, and that's a cheap business coach.
That's a cheap business coach, right? So as part of the software offering, our goal is not just simply give you software and off you go. No, our goal is to hold the hand of a small business until they are successful. So what we are doing is we are giving a monthly growth review with the business owner as part of the service. Now we have all the data in the software. We are helping them to make a meaning out of the data that we are collecting in the software on a monthly basis. They can make a decision. So it is incredibly valuable, that 1 hour dialogue with the owners, and not just simply they are saving $300 from a business coaching standpoint, but they are making decisions based on the data. And that itself will pay for the subscription fee.
So what about training and if there's a system update and things of that nature?
System updates automatically happens. Business owners don't need to do anything. Now here is the part. If you look at any software products out there in the market, can you tell me, can you find a phone number to call them? No.
I can't think of anybody.
No, you cannot. All the software companies in the market, many companies, non-software companies also, they are removing their phone number, they're removing their email address, they're removing their business entity mailing address. They are all gone. Only thing you can do is to create a ticket, or you chat with them. You don't know you're really chatting with somebody, a human being, or you're chatting with the AI. You really don't know. But that's not going to be helpful for the small businesses.
Right.
If Sean is in the field and he needs help on the software, if he doesn't have a help, then he is handicapped. That's why we put our phone number. We are proudly presenting our email address and mailing address, so anybody can talk, anybody can email, anybody can walk in the door and talk to us. We are not hiding anywhere.
Well, customer service is key. I mean, you have to have great customer service with a business, because I can only speak for myself. When I can't speak with a human being, or if I can't get something fixed, and I'm a small business owner, so, if I can't get something in timely manner, it messes up my whole operation. It's not like I can go over to do something else. So customer service is key, and you offer that. Like basically, you're saying you offer a one-on-one package where you talk to the business owner and you get kind of personal with them. You know, you're going to see their finances. You're on a personal level, but then there's also the tech support that is very important. That you know, because a lot of these guys that work in the field with a wrench, no offense, you know, my father was a millwright for years.
Right.
They're not very good with computers. They're good with a welding rod or putting an electrician together or wrenching something. And that's interesting.
Yeah, we are providing training. That's a very good question. You've asked me a minute ago. I didn't answer that yet. You can get trained 100% free. If you look at any products in the market, they are giving you a bunch of video library and throwing you in the video library. Go for it. You learn on your own. No, we are holding your hand. We will train your employees. Think about so many industries. Your churn is pretty high. Every 6 months, you're getting a new employee. And if you are getting a new employee, you, the business owner, or somebody in your organization have to train them on how to use the software, which is critical for running your business. Guess what happens? That's a lot of time that you're spending. From Sean is spending 1 hour to train an employee. That's going to cost over $1,000 than you're paying $20 or $30 to that employee.
Wow.
So Sean's time is a lot more valuable than somebody is working in the business.
And small businesses don't have that $1,000 a lot of times, and it hurts them.
So we take that responsibility. If you have a new employee, send them my way. We will train them. You're good to go. And moreover, we train them better than you train them, because you are not a trainer.
Right.
And we are the trainers, and we train.
Plus, I might not know something as well, because if I'm not working with something every day,
exactly.
You know, I'm not a technician in the field. I'm not a salesperson. I might not know the ins and outs of everything. And that one little mistake can cost you a lot of money and a lot of time.
It's a lot of headache, more importantly, right? If you send a wrong communication to the customer and then now you have to go back and correct it, think about how headache it is. Your fear of losing the trust with the customer. Now, when we train them, they don't do those kind of mistakes. And we have in the software, we have checks and balances that will prevent them to do mistakes. And those are the things that software do. Not only that, see, if you are a customer, right? You have a customer, you delivered your HVAC system, whatnot. Now you send them an invoice, right? Typically, either you have to take the money before, because sending them an invoice and you have to chase after them for getting your paid. Now, in this case, you send them an invoice. They have a pay now button. Click on a button. They pay comfortably immediately on their own. You don't have to chase them. Hey, did you send me check? Did you send me check? Did you send me check? Or it's 30 days, 40 days. System will take care of all those reminders and everything. So you don't have to chase after them.
Well, that's a plus too, because as a small business owner myself, I know that chasing money is one of the most difficult things, because people will get that money and then, you know, once the work is done, you have no way of getting what you've done back.
Cash flow can choke you to death.
Yes.
Cash flow can choke you to death. If you are getting paid the next day, you are the king. And within the customer portal, your customer can go access all the previous invoices, all the quotations that you gave them.
Oh, wow.
That got to completely remove the customer support calls. See, many of the times customers will call, hey, can you give me that invoice? You know, how much is that charge? I need to give it to my CPA. Now your office admin have to go to the system, pick up all the old invoices and search what that invoice, and then they scan it, email it to them. All those things is gone away. They can go comfortably on their own time. They can download their own invoices.
Wow. So now you're international now. You were saying earlier, you're international. How does this work internationally? Because, you know, in the United States, we have American dollars, we have a standard set of measurement versus, say, Canada that uses the metric system and stuff like that. So everything is custom critique. How does that work?
Yeah, if somebody, we have subscribers, they are in United States, but they do business internationally, right? So if when the customer is in international, then the address and everything will be accommodated to the international business. Now we have some subscribers from India. Now they don't use the dollars, they use rupees. So the system will accommodate to their monetary symbols. And the system will accommodate to, for example, in United States, we use MMDDYY format for the date. Whereas in India, it is DDMMYY format date. So you put the date first, month next, and then year, right? So the system will accommodate all those things. We are able to make the system intelligent enough that where is your origin? Who is the customer subscriber working with, and what kind of a setup that they needed? The system will all mold itself to accommodate that.
So what are some of your biggest obstacles at my work belt that you guys have to overcome when it comes to dealing with small businesses? You know, is it convincing them that you need the software? Is it setting up the software? Is it sometimes the owner can be a little difficult? You know, what is your biggest obstacle?
No, great question, Sean. Our major challenge right now is many of the business owners, they don't think the streamlining their operation is necessary, right? And that is where we have to educate the small business owners why they need to streamline the operation and how my work belt is helping them to streamline their operations. It is important. When I talk to small business owners, when I tell them, hey, can you tell me the difference between a under-maintained machine or a well-oiled machine? Which one you like the best? And they said, absolutely well-oiled machine. I won't hear a noise. I don't hear a smoke. I don't see the smoke. I don't have to worry about it. It runs smoothly. Now your business is the same thing. You have to look at your business. How do I turn this into a well-oiled machine? So I don't have a chaos in my hand. And I can take a break for a week and go out on a vacation with my family and not worried about my business. Can I do that? So when I ask these questions to the owners, that's when they get stumped. And that's when they said, do you think I can take a week-long vacation to go out with my family? Absolutely. When you make your business into a well-oiled machine, that's how you're going to reap the benefits of the efficiency. And then you can go on vacation.
So most business owners spend most of their time putting out fires instead of actually planning their stuff. They're trying to put out this fire, and then when this fire's out, they're trying to hustle to make payroll this week, and they're trying to find more work. So, you know, if you're a small business owner out there and you're listening to this show, let's get a hold of Sree here and see if maybe he can help you out. And if he can't help you out, okay, no harm, no foul. But, you know, as a small business owner myself, this program sounds like something I would use if I had a construction company or a HVAC company or roofing company or what have you. So I guess the big question I got for you, though, is a small business, a lot of times they have a tight budget.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people don't like to talk about money, but is it critiqued to the business's budget, or is there a set subscription base? How does that work?
See, I came from a small business, right? I clearly know how to stretch the dollar for a small business because that's what I've been doing for all my life, right? Now, we have set plans. We are transparent. That's another part. Many of the software companies, they don't even publish their plans. They want you to talk to them, and then they talk you into paying more than, and they want to hide it. Oh, the other company didn't pay that much. They don't want to disclose anything. We wanted to be very clear and transparent. You go on our website, you see the plans. It's already laid out what kind of a plan is, what are the benefits of each plan, and how much you pay for it. And our ultimate goal is for the small businesses, they outgrow to our software. We want to help them to outgrow our software and graduate out of our software and go get a bigger softwares, because we want to see you grow, and thus you actually discontinue our subscription to buy a much larger software packages.
Okay.
But without streamlining, without the first step, you won't be able to go to the final step.
So where do we see myworkbelt.com going into the future? Are there new things that's going to be coming up, or are there new systems? Are you going to be expanding any type of services, that type of thing?
Yeah, we have promised everybody that we can customize the software for meeting their goals. Let's say we have a standard reports, and you come back and say, we don't have this report, we need this report. We look at it and we create it and we deliver it for you. Generally, you have to wait for 2 to 3 years for a software company to make it for you, if they believe that it will be useful for the community. But we are much faster. Within 2 weeks, we'll be able to deliver that for you. That's one part. We are helping small businesses. But to answer your question, what is something new coming up? Right now, we don't have accounting module in the software. So what we are doing is we are integrating any financial software like QuickBooks or anything you have it. We are integrating it. So if you create an invoice in MyWorkBelt, it automatically goes into QuickBooks, and now you have accounting take care of it. But what we are doing is we are targeting to complete our development and bring accounting module into the MyWorkBelt itself. So you don't have to go another software, pay for another software. So you will be paying for one place and you have everything in one place. So you don't have to deal with multiple software vendors. And I'm really excited. My development team is working very hard on meeting that goal. We are very hopeful for bringing that into it. And we just opened the software for all the rest of the world. We used to be only for United States.
So if you had to say one thing to a small business owner, and you're looking at me, I'm a small business owner, what's the one thing that you would say to them about being in business? This, you know, as well as I do, the struggle you face as a small business owner. You did it with your father. You've done it on your own. What's the one thing that you would say to a small business owner that comes from the heart?
Well, that comes from the heart is stay strong and think about how to improve the efficiency. As an owner of the company, you always have to look at what can I do to make it easier. It's not just simply making it easier for me. You have to think about how do I make it easier for my employees to run the business. We are small business owners. We are so used to working in the business. You have to work on the business. So the word I wanted to suggest is in, out. Ask yourself, am I working in the business or am I working on the business?
That's some great advice. Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you or find you, where can they find you? How can they get a hold of you, set up an appointment with you, or at least check out your product and your system?
myworkbelt.com. As I mentioned to you, we published our phone number, we published our email address, we published our mailing address. If they are in Michigan, they can happily walk into my office and talk to me. Or if they're not in a drivable distance, they can send me an email, or they can click on demo, they can book a demo, they can call us, they can email us. We want to talk to people. We don't want to be in hiding. We want to hold their hand and help them. And we all collectively grow together.
Sree, you are the American dream come true. I mean, literally the American dream come true. You traveled all the way to the other side of the world, had a great influence from your father. You're out here looking out for the little guy. You're out here, and you're not just out here looking for the little guy. You're out here building a business just like the little guy. You could have stayed in Fortune 500. And, the world needs more people like you. It really does, to look out for the little guy and to come up with some ingenuity and stuff like that. And I guess the last question I would have for you is, if you could change one thing over all of this, what would that be?
Mindset of the small business owner. Mindset of the small business owner. Think on how to make it efficient. Sean, why I say that? The way the small business owners are thinking needed to be changed to see how large companies are behaving. Not evil way. Don't see them as an evil. Everywhere there is an opportunity to learn. And one of the elements I will share with you here. I'm a small business owner, right? And I'm in technology space. I was looking at, how do I know how much am I supposed to budget for my technology in the business, right? No other place. You go into the public records, you can clearly see all the public companies, how much money they are spending on technology compared to how much revenue they are making. Anywhere from 3 to 5% of their revenue, they are investing back in technology. They are using it for technology. Why? That's what makes their companies are well-oiled machines. Now, small businesses don't think that way. But the data is out there. Be open-minded. Think about how to make it efficiently using the technology. Use the technology. It doesn't need to be my work belt. You can use anything. But think about, how do I use the technology to make my business as a well-oiled machine? And try to see what you can learn from the large companies, how they are succeeded. Many of the people look at the large companies as evils, but look at them as how to learn from their success stories. Don't listen to the news channels. That's not the success story.
Yeah, they don't ever have anything good to say.
I mean, they have their own role to play in the society. I'm not saying that they are villains, but you have to look at it in a different angle, different lens, right? And
right.
You can get a interesting piece of information that you can use it in your business, and rather fall into the noise. There is no need for us to fall into the noise. But it's important. See, I strongly believe, Sean, if we don't collectively work together and groom the small business entities and keep the small business community together, in no more than 25, there is no such thing as a small business in the market.
Agreed.
I'm so worried about that. I cannot imagine no more than 25 years. That is the reason why I quit all my Fortune 500 jobs and came into this area. I just wanted to do my part to help small businesses.
So I have to ask then, since this is a little off subject, but since you live in the Detroit area, does that mean that you are a Detroit Tigers and a Lions fan?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, I'm supporting. I'm not a big sports fan. Let me put it that way. Right. Even when I was in India, I was not following cricket. Cricket is like a religion back in India. I didn't follow. I never played cricket. I played when I was little. I never was like a diehard for that. I'm not a sports person. That's very good question, but unfortunately, I'm not even qualified to answer. Because even if I say I'm a fan of Detroit Tigers, if you next ask me, who is your best player in the Detroit? I don't know.
Well, I will say this: the Detroit Lions have definitely come a long way, and they're a good team. And you hear a lot of bad things about the Detroit area, but from what I understand, there's some sort of revitalization starting to happen there now. Like people are starting to come back.
It happened actually last 6-7 years already. You are hearing that now because the news is spreading slowly. It's always the truth. Positive news spread very slow. Negative news goes rapid fire.
Right.
right? So the positive outcome that's coming out of Detroit is spreading slowly into the market. Like there's a lot of good things going on in Detroit.
So Sree Kaluva, thank you for being on the show today. You've been an amazing guest. And if anybody's listening out there and wants to speak with Sree or get a hold of his company, go to myworkbelt.com, talk with him, reach out to him, see if he can maybe help you out, or you guys can come together and make some sort of a plan to keep your business going. And Sree, thank you for being on the show today.
Sean, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share my experience and my ideas with your audience. I am honored and appreciate allowing me to be part of this community.
And if you like what you saw, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe below and click that notification bell. We're also on Rumble, Instagram. We're on Spotify and Apple iTunes, as well as Odyssey and LinkedIn, and all over any social media platform you can find us. And until next time, have fun storming the castle.